Sarai Mejia.
And I'm Steven Mejia.
And we live in a tiny house that's 10 feet by 36 feet.
So about 3 years ago, I was laid off from my corporate job. And through that process, we ended up taking some time off, and we realized that it was going to be more difficult to be able to sustain the type of lifestyle that we needed to have at that time. We had a over 2,000 square foot home. We ended up selling that home, and we ended up building our tiny house on wheels.
The goal pretty much was not to work full-time, or not both of us work full-time, so that we can be at home with our little boy and with each other. And the only way to do that was to reduce our costs.
Coming from a finance background myself, I started putting together all the budget numbers, and through the process of building our tiny home, we were able to save over 70% of our expenses. Through the transition that we had in going tiny, we started realizing more of the minimalism, of the downsizing, and a lot of the pluses that had with the current lifestyle that we have right now.
Concentrating more on experiences rather than things, concentrating on family and each other, and working on projects that fulfill us instead of working just to pay off a mortgage.
We moved into our house in August of last year. It took us about 4.5 months to build it, to self-build it. And it was a cost of about $50,000. The house is about 339 square feet, and it's 10 by 36 in size.
And we live here with our 7-year-old and our little miniature schnauzer. And advantages, I think the main thing is the cost. We save a lot on our expenses. Having less space and less things to maintain allows us more time for each other and for funner things and experiences.
And we've been able to spend more time traveling, spend quality time as a family, and especially with our son. One of the disadvantages of living in a tiny house is if you cook a lot, you have to be able to have enough air to air out a lot of the smells. Also, you have to keep everything very organized, because once you have something just a little bit disorganized, you end up tripping on it.
You can have one box out of place and you feel that the house is untidy and unkept, so you have to keep everything out and out of the way all the time. So those are some of the cons, I guess. So far we've been loving it, so maybe if you ask us in another year, we'll have more cons, but at the moment, any little bit that's negative has completely been overpowered for all the good that it has brought to our family.
Absolutely. The cost of the house, if we were going to a tiny house builder, would have been about $120,000, and the cost for us was about $50,000. And the main cost savings there is because with my background, I did a lot of money hacking to be able to get our materials at anywhere from 30 to about 80% discount. And a lot of what I did is what I call piggyback discounting. So I use different types of discounts to be able to save as much money as I can. So for example, for materials for Lowe's, I would buy gift cards on discount from different gift cards websites that were maybe 10 to 15% off, and then I would piggyback that to a 15-20% voucher that Lowe's may have for particular items. So that would have given me a 40 to 45% discount, and on top of that I would tag that onto ebates.com. Then I would get an additional 1 to 3% off. So all that all together ended up giving me anywhere from 30 to 80% off. So what we have in here is we have the insulation, and behind the insulation we have what's called a smart moisture barrier that essentially regulates the moisture that comes out on the inside. And then we also have sensors on the inside that tell us what the moisture is on the house, so we can regulate that as well through our AC system. We're about $6-7 a month in gas per month on a full-time cooking. Definitely, it's very, very efficient to be able to do that.
The Mejia family's home is absolutely stunning. The interior is modern, airy, and clean. The bathroom is spacious and has a regular toilet, and they were able to fit in a washer and dryer as well. The upper bunk serves as their closet and storage space. But my favorite part of their home is their office room, which doubles as their bedroom. At first glance, it looks like your typical wall, but then it transforms into this beautiful Murphy bed, which is a total game changer when it comes to tiny living. Their dining area is also so beautiful, and they have this table that is sleek and minimal, but the best part is you can adjust the height with a push of a button, and you can transform it from being a dining table to a desk table. I hope you enjoyed this tiny home tour as much as I did. You can check them out at livingtinyla.com. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!